name is Cameron Gibson. I'm from Wabash, Indiana. I play the drums, piano, and ukulele. I can strum a few chords on the guitar, but I won't call myself a guitar player. My first experience with music is growing up and listening to my mom's favorite band. It's Sister Hazel. It's a 90s band. And we used to jam to them all the time. So that was my first experience with like a band, I would say. And then later, as a younger kid, Guitar Hero really introduced me to a bunch of rock and roll. And I remember playing all the songs from different bands and thinking, alright, this is cool. And then going and raiding my stepdad's garage for CDs, and I would look for CDs of bands that I saw on Guitar Hero. That's how I got into a lot of bands, is like that. There's a lot of photos of me as a kid playing the piano, so I don't know, I guess as a kid I was always interested in plucking some notes, I don't know why. And that probably led to me in like 3rd grade, I took piano lessons. I gave it up because, you know, at that age piano isn't cool, and back then I cared about what was cool or whatever. And then later on in high school I was like, I really miss that, so I picked it back up and I've been playing ever since. Drums started just because I was in band and I wanted to be a percussionist in the school band, which is just snare drum. And I was like, well, if I'm just going to learn the snare drum, that's pretty boring. So I picked up the full drum set, and for some reason that just came to me. So since about 6th grade, for about 6 years now, I've just been playing the drums just because it sort of comes to me, and I'll hear songs and I'll drum along to them, and that's how I learned how to drum, just listening to songs with cool drums and mimicking it. When it comes to drumming, my main influence is Jimmy Chamberlin from the Smashing Pumpkins. He's one of those drummers where no matter what he's playing in, whether it's a Pumpkin song or just another song that he's playing, I can always tell it's him. He has a very unique style, and you know, growing up listening to them and him specifically, I feel like my drumming style is very much based on him. I'd say the White Stripes, when I got into them, they really influenced me to, I would always, when I was recording, I would always try to put as much effects on it as possible, and then here they come with like 2 instruments and vocals, and they're making this amazing music, so I feel like they really inspired me in that way too. When it comes to like music, especially on piano, I like, as cheesy or emo or whatever it might sound, I just like to write very emotional music. I like to create as weird of chords as possible so that it just sounds like it's trying to say something. I think that's because I don't know what I'm trying to say, because I'm not very good at writing words, so I think my music usually expresses trying to say something. Definitely, without a doubt, my favorite album is this band called My Chemical Romance had this album, The Black Parade. My Chem meant a lot to me because of what they talked about in their songs. I really liked it because it felt like when I was listening to this album, it was more than just music, it was a whole experience. The songs, a lot of them had stuff in it that I had never heard of. I had never heard a 6-minute song that started slow and then had tons of tempo changes and key changes. Back when I used to play Xbox all the time, because that was a cool thing to do, get on Xbox Live with all your friends, I used to turn the game audio all the way down. My stepdad had a really nice sound system. I discovered one day that I could put a CD in the DVD player, and then it would play through the speakers, and the whole house would be blaring with this music. I got really into Queen. It was like my sophomore year, and I got a Night at the Opera, and I got it because of Bohemian Rhapsody. And if you've never heard a Queen album beginning to end, it's one of the coolest experiences ever. But I remember listening to that album, and suddenly that album, you know, brought attention to much more than music could be. The fact that they had hundreds of guitar overdubs, and they had guitars pretending to be trombones and trumpets for this band, and Freddie would sing harmony after harmony on himself, and the fact that this was blaring as loud as possible throughout the whole house, that really made me think, wow, music has a lot to offer, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with music. Music is all about emotion. Whether you're writing about your own emotion and singing about your own, what you're going through, or whether you want to convey emotion, I feel like because of that, people are drawn to music because of their own emotion, and they have emotional ties to it. And I definitely have emotional ties to a bunch of music. Um, Certain bands or songs make me feel a certain way, and when I'm feeling a certain way, I know which bands and songs to listen to. I think music is really important to me, and because I always know what to turn to if I need something to turn to. And if I didn't have that in my life, um, well, it just wouldn't be as easy to find things to help me.